Good evening, everyone. Before we get started, I would like to introduce Mr. Stephen Williams from the Cimarron Council Boy Scouts to lead us in our invocation tonight. Welcome and thank you.
Okay. Please join me in prayer. Almighty God, we thank you for this opportunity to gather and to grow and work together for the betterment of our young people that we serve throughout our Garfield County. Please be with us as we try to plan our futures and make lives better for not only our students, but our families and all those in our community. It is in your name I pray. Amen.
Thank you very much. And with that, we will call the meeting to order with all board members present, excluding Ms. Janelle Huff and Mr. Joe Blackwood. Ms. Johnson.
Our elementary spotlight student this evening is from McKinley Elementary School, and I'm going to let her principal, Mr. Roy Bartnick, introduce her.
Good evening, everybody. I'd like you to introduce Aubrey Ellen Weiss. She was selected by her teacher. When I walked into Miss Azakar's room in third grade, I said, hey, I need somebody who can do a stand-up job to represent the school because this is a one-time per year thing. And without hesitation, she told me Aubrey Ellen was the person. And when I asked her why, she told me that Aubrey Ellen is a natural leader. In fact, that if Miss Azakar left the room, Aubrey Ellen could probably run it. She also said that she's extremely responsible and she helps all her peers. And when I asked Aubrey Ellen a little bit about herself, she told me that she enjoys playing with her friends. She likes helping mom and dad at home. And she likes drawing, reading, and playing soccer. And the thing she's most proud of is that she's in the third grade at McKinley Elementary. All right, you ready? So tell everybody, it's okay. Please stand. Right?
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay, right. So now watch the band come in.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated.
Hey, we have a certificate for you, and we want to take your picture over here with your principal. Is that okay? You did so good. Mom, you want one? Enid, you want one? Okay, while they finish taking a picture, our next spotlight student is from Enid High School, and I'm going to let Mr. Craig Liddell introduce him.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. Dr. Darrow, board members, good to see everybody this evening. And I have a young lady with me this evening, a senior at Enid High School, Emily Roach. She is the daughter of Kevin and Luann Roach. And this young lady is humble, yet has a huge impact on our campus and a major program in our ROTC program. And she's special. She's busy, she's engaged, and she truly makes things happen, and she has a plan. I'm going to turn it over to her.
Hi. Like you said, I'm Cadet Colonel Emily Roach, and I wanted to thank you guys so much for all the opportunities you've given me in high school. I am in ROTC, obviously, and then I also do aviation and tango flight, and I love those classes so much. It actually inspired me to major in aviation at OU, and I'm going to do Navy ROTC there, and I'm hopefully going to be an officer in the Navy and fly. So yeah, thank you guys.
I didn't even know you were there.
Well, Emily, thanks for coming out tonight, and Sarge, also, thanks. That was a great military ball Saturday night. You guys had a great time.
Thanks for being here.
You bet, and best of luck at Nationals upcoming.
All right, our next recognition for the evening is to recognize 7 of our schools in the district that have been recognized as Oklahoma Healthy Schools. So I'd like to invite their principals to come up and accept a certificate from Ms. Turnbow, and then if they'll just stay standing right over there, we'll take a group photo. So these schools are recognized as Oklahoma Healthy Schools. They'll receive a sticker to put outside of their school. Some of the schools have been named numerous years. It just shows that they're going above and beyond to try and encourage their children and staff to be healthy, to eat right, to exercise, and those kinds of good things. So Garfield Elementary, Ms. Amanda Rader. Oh, Shannon Robinson is here to accept this tonight. Glenwood, Mr. Jim Rainey. Okay, he couldn't be with us this evening. McKinley, Mr. Roy Bartnick. Monroe, Miss Amber Dietrich. Prairie View, Miss Sherry Hendry. Emerson Middle School, Miss Annie Heathman. And Longfellow Middle School, John Mitchell, or Kim Britton is representing that group. All right, you got to squish. All right, you guys got to squish. Because I've learned about my Instagram and things, it has to be square photo, so I might be a slow learner, but I got it. Thank you guys.
Thank you all for coming out. Thanks again for coming out, and thanks for making health a priority at your school sites.
Awesome. Our next recognition, I'm going to introduce Mr. Trent Holland and let him tell us about one of his wrestlers' accomplishments.
Brought along with me tonight, Shay Salinas, major part of our program. All the things that she's done for girls wrestling, for Enid Wrestling, she has a long list of accolades. Just starting off with this year, she placed at every tournament she went to this year. She was twice. She was outstanding wrestler of the tournament. She is a 4-time state qualifier, and she is a 3-time national qualifier. So hopefully we're looking forward to making that 4 times national qualifier wrestling for Team Oklahoma. She's been a big proponent for girls wrestling. For Enid Wrestling, she works out with the little girls when we have youth night. She's been just a verbal leader, lead by example. She's done it all, and we're going to be sad to miss her senior year. So, Shay Salinas.
Congratulations, Coach Holland. Congratulations, Shay. Shay, come on back up here. You can speak. Come on, Shay. You're the toughest person in the room. Come on up. You can let you talk as long as you want.
Hi, guys. I'm super thankful for all of the opportunities you guys have been able to get me. I've been able to get a lot of scholarships from moving to a small school and being such a advocate for women's wrestling. That's the biggest thing that I'm proud of, is being able to inspire the little girls that hopefully can be better than me in the future. And yeah.
Well, congratulations on a great career. Thanks again, Shay, and best of luck next year.
Next, we have an employee to be very proud of. Every year, the Oklahoma Library Association recognizes library media specialists that go above and beyond in not only servicing their school, but their community. And so Miss Tammy Duncan, library media specialist at Prairie View, has been named the OLA Special Meritorious Service Award. Yes, so come on up, Miss Duncan. We are very proud of you.
You don't have to. Just thank you for everything. Thank you for allowing me to be in Enid Public Schools 10 years. I've had several of y'all's kids in my library. And this is not a single effort. I can't do anything I do without my volunteers, without my staff, and I just love what I do. So thank you very much.
It's definitely an honor being recognized by your peers too, Ms. Duncan. That's awesome.
Thank you, Ms. Duncan, and congratulations. And our last recognition today is Miss Courtney Roos, and I'm going to ask her to come up and share. Mr. Rader, do you have anything you want to jump in there, or are you going to let Courtney do all your talking? Courtney will do all the work. She does all the hard work.
I'll brag on her. Courtney does an outstanding job with our daycare, which is a tremendous recruiting tool for our potential employees. So great job. 5-star recognition at all 3 sites now. So Courtney did an excellent job. But go ahead, I'll quit talking.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. I am excited to talk a little bit about the daycare tonight. I will try to keep it short because I know you guys have a long evening in front of you, but I do have a lot that I want to say. I was really excited to announce that Grizzly Den is the 3rd facility in the EPS Cares program to receive the 5-star rating. I want to tell you a little bit about what it means to be 5-star and explain that DHS rating system. All licensed centers are started out as 1 star, and then on a voluntary basis, they increase their star level by meeting additional quality criteria. The quality standards include a commitment to meet licensing requirements, management and administration policies, staff qualifications and professional development, learning and development of children, family partnerships, and evaluation and continuous quality improvement. The purpose of the rating system is really to encourage daycares to go above and beyond what DHS mandates as our licensing requirements. Examples of things that we are doing in the 3 centers that we have are child developmental assessments, parent involvement activities, higher standards for our staff training and required credentials, family and staff satisfaction surveys, and program evaluation and improvement. Grizzly Den is an out-of-school time program that is at Glenwood. Unlike the other 2 employee centers that I run, this serves the children in our community. It is there for after-school care and before-school care during the school year, and then we're open full-time for the summer as well. Currently, we have 47 children enrolled in that program. Maintaining the license is my responsibility in the programs, but I couldn't do any of it without the assistant directors that I have, as well as the staff that they have working underneath them. Over at Glenwood, the assistant director is Desiree Divis. She is also a teacher in the district. So I just want to thank her and the staff over there for implementing these standards and making it possible to be a 5-star center. I want to share a little bit about the employee child care centers and the growth that we have had in the last 5 years. When I opened that program in August of 2019, we only had 20 children enrolled. We had 4 classrooms and only 5 staff members there. 5 years later, Garfield now has 83 children enrolled, 55 that are full-time, and 28 that are school-age children, and we also now have 6 classrooms open. Rosie Gonzalez is the assistant director there, and I just want to thank her and her staff for the work that they do every day. She's in charge of the day-to-day operations as well as the staff management. We were able to open a second facility in August of this past year. Through multiple DHS grants, the daycare was awarded over $500,000 in grant funds, which has allowed us to not only open the Prairie View site at essentially no cost to the district. I don't know if Dr. Robinson appreciates that spin on it, but if he doesn't agree, he should. But we were also able to upgrade daycare furniture, supplies, and playgrounds both at Garfield and Prairie View. Prairie View has 88 children enrolled, 50 that are full-time, and 21 that are school-age, 17 that are drop-in students. Sally Grimes is the assistant director at Prairie View and started in the district as a teacher at Garfield. She has done an absolute wonderful job with that program this year. I give her all of the credit for establishing what that has become. She didn't have it quite as easy as the one that took over Garfield because it wasn't established yet. So big thanks to her. She made it a really smooth, well, semi-smooth transition for me to go from 1 full-time to 2 centers. The EPS Cares programs have benefited the district in many ways. The program has opened up 35 additional support positions in the district. Over half of the employees that are at the child care centers are also utilizing the daycare for their own children. We currently serve 117 different employees in the district, which I was really surprised at when I started running those numbers. Wow, we do deal with a lot of district employees. At a time where childcare has become increasingly hard to find and also to afford, we have been able to offer low-cost tuition to all of these families and also give them the security of having their children in a professional setting that is committed to the highest level of care and quality standards. Garfield County has been labeled by DHS and the state of Oklahoma as a desert county for childcare, meaning that there aren't enough childcare facilities to meet the need of the residents that live here. The EPS Cares program have a total of 231 children enrolled. If not for the programs offered by the district, those families may not even have a spot in Enid for their child. It has been my pleasure to be a part of this program and to help meet the child care needs of not only our employees, but the community as well. Again, thank you for recognizing me here tonight and for the opportunity to help build these programs.
Now we're going to give you a certificate and take your picture, madam.
Great job, Courtney. 117 employees. That's awesome. That is amazing.
Thank you, everyone. That takes us to item 2, audience to visitors. We had no one sign up this evening, which takes us to item 3, Dr. Darrow, superintendent's report.
Okay, I want to start with item A, and I believe in the book of Matthew it talks about when 2 or more together need to talk, and anytime I get 2 or more together, we're going to talk about the bond issue, at least for the next 8 days. But you got a flyer there in front of you, and as you all know, the big day is upcoming really quick with April 2nd. Early voting will be this coming Thursday and Friday, and there's just been a ton of communication pushed out from our school to our parents. We've sent home flyers, voice recordings, postcards, and other different videos. I'm going to make another video and encourage everybody to get on the first. Tomorrow night we're going to speak, myself and the leadership team, we're going to go downtown and speak at the town hall meeting, and EPS TV will be streaming that, and that will be before the city commissioner debate. So I believe we start at 6 o'clock, and then we're going to be on the radio on Friday, and Enid Buzz is helping us out. So a lot of activity I just want to take the time to encourage everybody to get out and vote. 3 opportunities. Again, that'll be this coming Thursday, this Friday, and then the big day will be April 2nd. A lot of Jane and Miranda has really pushed out a lot of this. I certainly appreciate all their efforts. I'm happy to answer any questions you guys might have, but I feel like we're in a good spot. Okay, we'll move on to the next item. Oh, one more thing before I move on. This one is something that we're going to start next week. This is the flyer that I put at your desk. It's called Mine Plus 9, and we're going to encourage various members to just your vote plus 9. If everybody in the district will get 10 votes, just encourage as many people to get out and vote as much as possible. So Mine Plus 9 equals 10, and we'll be making that push as we move forward. Okay, item B is the strategic plan report this month, which is the Plainsman Points of Pride, and everyone does have a Plainsman Points of Pride there at your area. This is an annual report that takes a tremendous amount of work from these two ladies, Miranda and Jane Johnson. Really showcases a lot of the wonderful programs and people we have in this district. Ton of hard work, so thank you both for all of this. I'll turn it over to Jane if you want to hit a few highlights.
Yeah, we just shared with all of you, and we will start pushing out on social media our electronic version of the Plainsman Points of Pride, and then we'll go drop off physical copies at some realtors' offices and some other highlights so that we can get other people to share the good news about what's happening in Enid Public Schools. So that's really what Miranda and I try to focus on when we start to put this publication together, is just the good and different things that we're doing in the district. And so, of course, we are very proud of the new VOAG program, so that was front page. And then we included information about the bond and our high school students that are graduating with their associate's degrees that we recognized last month, because that's very unique and special to our district, and we're super proud of them. So then we highlighted some Tango Flight, because if you have not gone out to watch those kids, someday at 2 o'clock, 2:30 in the afternoon, you should go out by the transportation and go watch these kids engaged with mentors. I made Miranda go back and we took more pictures just because I was so excited to watch the kids just interact with the retired military individuals and things, and just working on building a plane. It's pretty cool. And then, of course, you know, artificial intelligence is more and more pronounced in the community, so how we as a district are using that. And then, of course, we're always proud of our athletics and fine arts accomplishments, listed a bunch of those in there. And then we have our wit and wisdom curriculum that we're focused on at the elementary level, with encouraging and incorporating art with science and literacy. So we have that, and then we have a fabulous message from our wonderful new superintendent. And we have all of your photos on there. So if you would like to take some to share with some friends or businesses or things, I have some copies and we can get you some more. So just let us know. Miranda, you anything else you want to add? Without Miranda, this would not happen, because Jane can't figure out how to print it in the format that it goes. So she lays it out. She's amazing. So I appreciate all of her hard work in doing it.
Both of you. It's a lot of hard work. Thank you very much.
Thank you to both of you.
Okay, item C is an update on Eisenhower Elementary. I have a little bit of good news. So as you guys all know, we are in the application phase. It's been edited, resubmitted. Dr. Robbins is laughing at me. That's fine. But it's been kicked back and submitted, and Becky and Dr. Robinson have really helped out a bunch with this. But I think every time we kick it back and we resubmit it, we're one step closer. Did get some really good news today. The Department of Defense is going to be here Tuesday, May 14th, to talk to us about this partnership. So that's optimistic, that the Department of Defense is going to schedule a time to come out and visit us with local education. So, again, we're working hard at it, we're grinding at it, and hopefully I have some more news to share. But that's the two big things on Eisenhower. Okay, moving down to item D, and this is actually an action item. I'm going to need your approval. Our current enrollment numbers are down a little bit. We're at 7,560, which is down a little bit from last month. Nothing too alarming though, but I also need your approval to where we set the capacity numbers, and we're not recommending we make any changes to the capacity. The capacity numbers have been good for 3 quarters, and we just need to seek the capacity numbers for the 4th quarter as we come down the home stretch.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
A motion by Matt Sampson. Second by Chad Mance. Any discussion? And we will vote. Randy Long.
Yes.
Matt Lohman.
Yes.
Chad Mance.
Yes.
Tori Turnbow. Yes. Matt Sampson.
Yes.
And the motion carries.
All right, thank you all for that. Next item up, speaking of enrollment numbers, is we are currently working on enrollment for next year, and Mr. Rader is going to talk about pre-K enrollment in just a second, but Miranda has already left the building, but Miranda sent out a nice article today about our pre-enrollment for our 4-year-old program, our pre-K. It'll start a week from today. Saying all that, I'll pass it on to Mr. Rader.
Really, just to reiterate what Dr. Darrow said, is our enrollment does open up April 1st. I just want to remind everybody in the community that it is a first-come, first-serve type enrollment. Do it early, if at all possible, because it does help us with our staffing for next year as well. We want to serve all of our 4-year-old kiddos that we can, but we need those numbers as early as possible. It is all being done online this year, which is a new thing for us. They used to go to the school sites, but we're going to handle all of it through the Welcome Center, which again, we're excited about doing that. However, we don't want to scare anybody. If you don't have the capability to do it online, then you just have to come down to the enrollment center, and we have more than enough staff and technology to help with everybody get it done. So don't let the online portion scare you if you don't like to do things online, because we definitely can take care of you. But please get here early, as early as you can. Don't wait till August, please. That's my biggest spiel right now. So any questions on that?
I have a question. Is this link on our website as well? This QR code or link? It is?
Yes,
okay.
The link is on the website. It will not be active
until April 1st. Right. Gotcha. Thank you.
That's what I thought, but I was I was looking for help down there.
Well,
and then we've also included on the website all of the resources that they used to physically get in the packet. All of those resources are also on the website for families to print off, to use, back to school countdown calendars and all those kinds of
very
things.
handy. Good deal. Yeah. Thank you, Mrs. Johnson.
Well, thank you, Mr. Rader. And again, that will start a week from today, April 1st. Okay, moving down to item F. This is I actually just attached this. Becky attached this to your agenda online so you can look at this. 2 examples. But the city of Enid has approached us with a partnership of elementary book, and they've done something very similar. This author has done something similar with Ponca City and Ardmore. And it's a really neat book that they make over the town of Ardmore and the town of Ponca City. Mr. Rader met with them today, and this will be something coming down the pipe. And again, I'll turn it over to Mr. Rader.
So met with Leroy Alsop, who is works for the city of Enid, and he's pursuing a grant that would pay for this book, and we're focusing on 2nd grade. It's kind of a mix of a history lesson plus some fun activities for schools to do. You saw the examples. We're going to kind of take a mix of both of those, we think, and try to create an ABC book that highlights a lot of the things that Enid has, a lot of very specific characteristics about it that are really neat about our community. So we're excited about that. So the next steps really are, met with Leroy today. He just wanted to make sure he had buy-in from the school district about it, because we will be passing it out to 2nd graders from here until the money runs out. And so he's going to apply for that grant. We are definitely buying in. We should know something later this spring if we get the grant or if the city gets a grant. If it does, then we'll form a committee to work with school, library, some of the different historical organizations in Enid, come up with exactly what our plan is, and then hope to have the book published to give out to 2nd graders next spring. And then, according to what Leroy said today, there's about $10,000 a year that they can get recurring money to reprint it every year, make adjustments to it if you need to, and then just really make that something that our 2nd graders get. It fits along with our curriculum from 2nd grade, and so we're pretty excited about it. We don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but it's already got our mind churning on the curriculum department. We've already started a Google sheet with the alphabet and some ideas, so we're kind of excited about it.
Thanks, Mr. Rader.
Yeah.
I appreciate the city of Enid reached out to us ahead of time so we can partner with them on this project. And again, if you look on the assemble, you can see the two examples that they've shared with us, which is really, really pretty neat. Okay, that takes us to item G, and that is career fair time. In fact, Mrs. Johnson went to another career fair today. We hosted a career fair before spring break, and we're hosting another career fair this coming Thursday. We're trying to hire as many good quality people as we can early. I know there's a lot of hard work goes into putting on these things, Ms. Johnson, but thank you for that. Anything you want to add?
No.
Send us some good ones.
5 o'clock on Tuesday, meet and greet, and then their principals are going to do interviews, and they can start doing recommends that evening. So hopefully we'll have people who want to be teachers come out.
Yep. Well, thanks again. I know that's a lot of hard work. All right, moving to item H. Okay, just want to brief everybody real quick on our FFA program. I sent you all an article that we were actually on Flashpoint the other day, and I don't know if you got a chance to see that or not, but Senator Peterson was talking about us with Todd Lamb, and gave us some nice shout outs there. But we'll have our first Ag Committee meeting a week from today, and that Mr. Hager will be present. We've got some community members that are going to be there to put a name and a face and accompany him as he makes the transition to Enid. We've also been fully approved to the Oklahoma Career Tech system. We've been fully approved, and we've also been fully funded there as well. So that's really good news. Dr. Rhodes is working on some pre-enrollment portions with Mr. Hager to get our 8th graders and 9th graders and all of our high schoolers going for next year. So lots of good things, and looking forward to Mr. Hager getting here full time. I wish he could start next week, but we're going to get him hooked up. Dr. Rhodes, did I cover everything? All right. And Mr. Mance has volunteered to be part of that committee. Thank you for that. Appreciate you chiming your time in there as well. Thank you. Okay, item I is just a reminder that we do not have school a week from Friday. That is our last professional development day. There'll be no students. Our staff will still be there. Again, professional development day. A lot of our school sites will be finalizing their testing plans, but just a reminder to all the parents and students, April 5th, no classes that day. And speaking of testing, item J, I'm going to let Dr. Rhodes talk a little bit about this, and I do apologize, there's an error on your agenda. We're going to be giving the ACT on Wednesday, April 10th. It's an error, it's not Tuesday, it's Wednesday, April 10th. And some of our students are going to be doing a virtual day that day just because it takes so long for our kiddos to take that ACT test. But Dr. Rhodes, will you, and also Dr. Rhodes has put a flyer out at your area if you'd like to see that as well.
Yeah, Mr. Liddell did a great job with this little infomercial pretty much here. So last year we went and did a virtual day for the ACT because that is the state test for the juniors. And we found it to be very beneficial, so that way the kids get the best testing environment without the bells going and students moving from class to class. So the freshmen and sophomore will actually be on a virtual day where the seniors will all be at NOC or Autry for that connection partnership that we have. And we have 519 juniors that we're testing that day, and then we've also opened it up to seniors and sophomores and some freshmen who want to get that ACT app, or as seniors want to retake it to get a better score. So we're testing right now 61 of those in a separate location on that day as well. So it's going to be a busy day, but we do appreciate you all supporting us a virtual day for our freshmen and sophomores who will have assignments on Google Classroom, or they could go to work with a family member as part of that internship. That's the word I was looking for. The internship credit. So again, Mr. Liddell and his team has done a really good job of putting that together. So they will be pushing that out to the family members so that they are all aware that freshmen and sophomores do not need to come to school that day. They need to work from home.
Any questions on this?
If underclassmen want to take that sophomore
Yeah, they were supposed to sign up. There may be time, I'm not sure, but there may be still time left, but I know they did put up a sign-up sheet.
All right, thank you, Dr. Rhodes. Moving to item K, just a quick reminder that we have the Region 3 board training coming on April 11th. So if you'll just let Becky and I know if you're going to come to plan to attend, and we'll take care of travel arrangements and work towards that. So just shoot us an email or text sometime, and we'll get you marked down. Okay, that takes me to my last item on the superintendent's report. And this is not an action item, this is just a discussion item. This is something that Dr. Robinson has been working with our school attorney on. We have no ambition of implementing this at all. We're just conversation right now. But if and when we would have to implement this, these would be the steps that our school attorney has advised us to explore. Saying that, Dr. Robinson, would you like to chime in on this?
So I'm going to start off by saying that as far as property acquisition goes, we've been kind of operating in a gray area since 2016. 2016, in that bond package, there was a large item attached to property acquisition with a value to that, and that was really primarily to purchase property around Enid High School, some of it around Longfellow, some different schools that needed a little bit of expansion at that point in time. So the board granted basically the CFO, the Chief Operations Officer, the authority to acquire that property. Well, we have now moved significantly in time beyond 2016. We have completed all of those bond projects, so in my opinion, we've been operating in somewhat of a gray area for the last year and a half or a little bit longer. So this policy is really to shore that up, so that way we can continue. We know the importance of continuing to acquire property over time as it becomes available. Like the tennis court project, like ag program coming in, the aviation program. There are programs that are going to come along that may not be part of a bond project. We shouldn't wait on a bond project to acquire property. We should be acquiring property all along as we look at different programs. And so this policy really addresses that. The first part of the policy is actually what has been in practice, and that practice has been working for us. The bottom half of the policy is what would be required if we actually had to condemn property. For lack of a better term, it'd be eminent domain. There is no intention to eminent domain anybody. If this policy is adopted, there's no intention, there's no need to eminent domain. So I don't want anybody to think that. And if we can some of us can remember back to when we did a reduction in force policy, it was much the same thought. Why are you bringing us a reduction in force policy if there's no intent to have reduction in force? I believe that we need to have survivability beyond us. I have good intention, you as a board has good intention. What happens when the day comes when we are not in the positions we're in? Can the school district, does it have a policy, does it have a procedure in place that will survive all of our current good intentions? And to me, this is what this does. It puts our good intentions in writing and allows us to take those beyond our existence with the school district. And it also cleans everything up to where I don't feel like every time I go see somebody about property acquisition, am I acting in the same good faith that was intended in 2016, and here it is 2024. Here in just a little bit, we're going to be 10 years beyond that, and a decade might be really extending the intention of the board from 2016. So that's why I want to have basically a first reading of this, let you guys have time to review it. If there's any questions, we really want to make sure the public understands that we're not trying to adopt something in haste. This is really out there. Would like to bring it back to the next board meeting for formal adoption at that point in time. It will look a little bit different in formatting. I know right now it has like a board signature and all that on there. That's going to come off and look just like all of our other policies. But if there are any questions or anything like that, definitely entertain that at this point in time.
I don't have a question, but I'd like to make a comment. I always think it's good to put your policy in place before you're dealing with a situation that could skew everybody's thinking because you're focusing on one thing. So I appreciate us getting this in place before we need it. And like you said, hopefully we won't ever need it. But if the need arises, and it might help in that people will know, here's the policy, here's how we handle it. If we can't do it this way, this is what we would have to look at. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, if you have any questions for Dr. Robinson or I, like I said, we've got a month. If you'd like to look at it, view it, I emailed it to you a couple weeks ago, but we're happy to answer any questions you might have and make changes if appropriate. But that concludes The superintendent's report.
Thank you, sir. All right, item 4, regular business. I will take a motion to approve item 4A, 1 through 10. Is that Matt Lohman and Randy Long? Matt Lohman motion, Randy Long for second. Any discussion? All those, or no, we're gonna, sorry. I will get this down this month. I've got it. We will vote. Randy Long.
Yes.
Matt Lohman.
Yes.
Chad Mance.
Yes.
Tori Turnbow, yes. Matt Sampson.
Yes.
And the motion carries. Item 4B, discussion and possible action to approve the district financial report for February 2024. Dr. Robinson?
All right. I know I brought you a lot of good news, but I'm going to bring you just a little bit of bad news, but it's going to have a silver lining on it, if that makes sense. Gross production collections, I am now projecting those to be down somewhere between $300,000 and $400,000 for our district. The piece of that is it's not Garfield County's fault, it's not anybody's fault, it's just how much oil and gas are we pulling out of the ground and what's the value of that been this year. And so that number is down. The silver lining is that I have hedged some other areas that will more than cover that shortfall. So my budget that I presented to you guys back in December, I still feel like we're on a really good trajectory to hit that number. And I know that $300,000 or $400,000 seems like a really huge number. That is an impact to the budget. It'd be nice to have that coming in, but we're still going to be able to pay the bills, and we're not going to put ourselves in a position where we can't take care of things. So that's the silver lining that goes with that. There was some anticipation of that happening from the beginning, but we all want to believe that maybe it won't come to fruition. But I really do believe we're at a point in time where that is going to happen. So with that being said, I know that Courtney brought up something about EPS Cares. I do want to say this. She did mention the $500,000 that came in with the Daycare Desert Grant. I don't believe she mentioned in April we should be getting somewhere between $400,000 and $450,000 as a second part of that based on the enrollment we had with that capacity. And so with that being said, before the 400,000+ comes in, we are sitting on, with EPS Cares, a little bit over $300,000 in what I would call carryover in that program. And really that carryover to me is there for purchasing equipment if we do some future expansion with the daycare to make sure that that programming is staying solid without negatively impacting the overall budget for Enid Public Schools. And so that grant program, the Daycare Desert, that's a big deal. It helped us expand at Prairie View. If we have future expansion, it'll be there, and it's going to help keep our daycare facilities the very best that they can be. So hats off again to Courtney on that and the realization of that money. We're not going to use it to replace gross production, so anybody get those two numbers confused. It really is sitting there for the daycare side of things. And one final thing, we've had the Juul settlement going on. Received news today that we will be getting another $4,000, and that's after all the legal fees and all that. And that $4,000 should be coming in for the next 3 years in December. So it's not a huge amount of money. It's better than nothing. And so sometimes things do come through on some of those things that we enter into as far as class action goes.
Dr. Robinson, was that $4,000 for 3 years? So every December, $4,000?
Every December. That was what I received today. Next December, don't hold me to it, but that's what the report said. But that $4,000, I signed off on it today, so it should be coming in here in the next, this first one comes in at this point in time.
Okay,
so after that, it's December 24, 25, and 26.
Very good, thank you.
So, just need a motion to approve financial report or answer any questions.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Matt Sampson.
Second.
Second by Chad Mance. Any discussion? And we will vote. Randy Long.
Yes.
Matt Lohman.
Yes.
Chad Mance.
Yes.
Tori Turnbow. Yes. Matt Sampson.
Yes.
And the motion carries. Item 4C, discussion then possible action to approve the EPS independent auditor contract of fiscal year 2024 transactions with S&B CPAs and Associates, PLLC.
So this is just our contract that we have to submit to the State Department that says we are going to have an auditor in place. This is who our auditor is going to be next year. We'll actually do the formal financial piece, what the cost is going to be later on, but I have to have this document ready to be submitted to the State Department. So just one of those things that happens every year.
Very good. Do I have a motion? Motion by Matt Lohman, second by Chad Mance. All right, any further discussion? And we will vote. Randy Long.
Yes.
Matt Lohman.
Yes.
Chad Mance.
Yes.
Tori Turnbow. Yes. Matt Sampson.
Yes.
And the motion carries. Takes us to item 5, new business. Do we have any new business? No new business. Item 6, reports, items of information, board comments and/or questions. Colonel Little, do you have anything for us?
Good evening, everyone. It's always great to be here, and I really enjoy coming to these because I really like seeing the kids and how we highlight them. I love that. Miss Salinas, the female wrestler, wonderful, and the young lady who is in Air Force ROTC. But I had to I gave her the side eye when she's in the Air Force ROTC, but she's going to the Navy to fly. I was like, I may need to talk to her after this. But all jokes aside, so I wanted to introduce Chief Adam Barclaw. He is my new senior enlisted leader, and if you're familiar with the military, we have what we call command teams. There's a commander, and his or her senior enlisted leader typically is a chief master sergeant. So we're very happy to have the new chief on board. Chief Pate, PCS, left back in November. He went to Columbus Air Force Base, and then Chief Bearclaw got here about 3 weeks now, right? About 3 weeks or so. So we're very happy to have him on board. So he said, "Do I have to go to the meeting tonight?" I said, "No, you don't have to, but," I said, "you are more than welcome to join us and just kind of see how the school operates and what a class act the school district is." So, but with that, then no further comments. Thank you for the space.
Very good, thank you. And I would like to point out, you don't have to come to anything, but you are always welcome, always. Any board comments? I would like to throw out there a thank you to our community, which includes our staff and teachers and everybody, for always supporting Enid Public Schools, for supporting us as a board and making decisions to run our school district and help. I ask that we continue that in our community, so keep that in mind in the next week, and I will leave that at that. Item 7, our next regular board meeting is scheduled for April 15th, 2024 at 6 p.m. in the Administrative Services Center boardroom here at 500 South Independence. Item 8, discussion and possible action to approve a proposed executive session in conference room 123 to discuss the employment of those individuals and/or positions listed on the attached Exhibit A and Exhibit B pursuant to Oklahoma Statute 25, Section 307B1, and possible purchase or appraisal of real property pursuant to Oklahoma Statute 25, Section 307B3. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Randy Long.
Second.
Second by Matt Sampson. Any discussion? And we will vote. Randy Long?
Yes.
Matt Lohman?
Yes.
Chad Mance?
Yes.
Tori Turnbow? Yes. Matt Sampson?
Yes.
Motion carries. We're headed to executive session.